Hey, good morning, guys. This is episode number 12. So, yes, of 10-minute kick-ass coaching coming back to you live on another given day. And we've got more great, what I believe is great content to give you great ideas. And this is a question that keeps coming up. I'm going kind of in the order of questions that I get, so we're going to go from this one. I'm going back to the old E-Myth from Michael Gerber that was written back in, I don't know, when was that, late 80s, early 80s, something like that. The original E-Myth, I've read the E-Myth revisited in a couple other Michael Gerber books about, and that's going to apply in today's thought process. Michael talks about people that think about being the person that's doing the job, not the person that's planning the job, or the person that's doing the actual job instead of working on the job itself. So so that's pretty much where it is from that standpoint. One of the things that I'd like to talk about is the tactical approach versus strategic approach. So this is more geared toward, well, I shouldn't say that. This is actually geared toward anybody. This is geared toward a person that works for a company, is an executive, or owns their own business. When you're an employee for a company, you have to think strategic and outside the box in order to move up the chain, and have to think differently than all your other coworkers in order to move the chain. If you're your own business owner or entrepreneur, you have to think about this stuff in order to build and grow and maintain your practice or business, whatever that happens to be. So the importance of tactical versus strategic. Tactical thinking is what I call technician thinking, and tactical is the doing of the job. I've said in the earlier post, if a general went into battle with only one strategy, it'd be a very short war, a very short battle for that matter. Wouldn't even get to the end of the war. The battles would just be lost completely across the board. So that being said, when you're looking at a strategic approach to something, you're looking at something that is more long-term, planned out, has more thought process to it, something on those lines. So a tactical or technical person is a person that goes out there and does the operational point of doing the job. So they go out, they do whatever functions is required to get the job done, to go out there and go from point A to point Z from a technical standpoint, without any thought process of anything future back or any learned idea. They look at it from a tactical standpoint, just getting it done. Important, very, very important. But if you think about something, and I do think about it from a military standpoint, that something needs to be strategic. It needs to think about what if this obstacle happens? What if this changes? What exactly will make something get to that level? And I have to think about how I'm going to get there. If I'm looking at a ladder and the ladder's in front of me, think about it right here. Just drawing up a ladder, and you're climbing the ladder. Bear with my crappy ladder. And you're climbing up one step at a time. That's tactical. Okay? So you're climbing one step, next step, next step, next step. That's tactical. If you're strategic, you're wondering how you're going to get from here to here the most efficient way, from one point to the other. How am I going to get up there the most efficient way to climb the steps? It's the best example of strategy versus tactics I can pretty much come up with. So the doing of the job is very important. Without doing of the job, nobody's going to hire, nobody's going to pay you, no employer is going to keep you on. So it's vitally important that you understand the tactical side. But I say if you want to get ahead, or you want to build your business, build your practice, build your firm, whatever the case it is, you have to think strategically. You have to think about how I'm going to get up that ladder as efficiently, as quickly, and as most resourceful as I possibly can from bottom to the top, versus just the climbing at the ladder, the tactics, the things that happen just in a day-to-day operation of a business, and a day-to-day grind if you're working out of your office, whatever tasks you have to be completed during the day. My thought process is do a little extra. I learned that from Brian Tracy years ago. If you take time to learn something extra, it will benefit everybody, mostly yourself. So take the time to learn the strategy behind things, learn what makes things happen from a long-term perspective. As the term goes, instead of just the doing of the job. Like I said, it's great to have the ladder in front of you going from one step to another step to another step to another step. But it's much more important to know how to get from here to here. If you're looking up a set of steps in a living room, if you're in your house and you have a bi-level house and you're climbing up those set of steps, it's more important to figure out how you're not going to fall or make a mistake going from the bottom of the steps to the top of the steps. That's a strategy. That's making sure you're finding the best, most correct way to walk up. The walking up the steps is the tactics of the tactical thinker. And again, tactics are things that have to happen, but they're not something that's going to get you ahead or plan for the next level or make some uncomfortable changes that some people have. Change is never comfortable. Nobody really likes change. They all often say, I'm open to change, I'm free to change. You hate change. Everybody hates change. When I go out to eat, I typically try to order the same thing. Now I'm changing my dietary, working with a dietitian, working with a weight trainer, and I have to completely different about how I'm going to get to that point, even though I try to be mindful about what I eat. That's the tactics. The end goal is, the end goal is that you will get something accomplished. You will get to that next level. You will get from the bottom of the ladder to the top of the ladder the best way possible. No matter whether you're an employee or you own a business, it does not matter, whatever it is. I have to apologize. My phones are going crazy today, especially with the cold weather and temperatures with our restoration business. So that's pretty much it for the standpoint today. Please feel free to comment on it if you have any questions about what's tactical versus strategic. I can give you a bunch of different examples of what it would be. But the easiest one is really the ladder. It's just a simple process. You can picture a mountain in front of you, and how do you get across the mountain the most efficient way? That's really important too as well. But a ladder is pretty simple, or a set of steps are pretty simple. What's the best way to get up to the top of the steps? What's the best way to climb the steps or climb the ladder, whatever the case it is in your house, in your business, and in your life? That would be my 10-minute kick-ass coaching for episode number 12. Again, yes, number 12. So we're glad to have you here. Feel free to post and make it an awesome day. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for your time. Bye.